Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are listening, I thank you for that. Today, Thursday, June 27th, 2019. It is I Wish It Were Cocktail Friday, Thursday, almost to the weekend. And I wanted to start out by talking about my group page, which is different from my regular Hopefulist page. I have created a group, and with you in mind, this is intended for you to contribute to. I want to thank Marcy and I want to thank Dennis. They have now contributed pictures to the group page, so please check them out. I added a picture yesterday. Joe and I spent the night before last at my cousin's house in Pennsylvania, and we got up in the morning and we headed out to Wawa to grab a cup of Joe. And as we were driving to Wawa, I saw a guy on his Harley-Davidson wearing a Harley-Davidson jacket and suit pants. So this guy's obviously riding his motorcycle into work because he loves his motorcycle. I'm going to assume that's because he loves his motorcycle and not that he doesn't have another car. But yeah, this is a perfect example of people fitting in their joy whenever they can. Starting your day out right, doing one of your favorite things on your way to work, before you get to work, starts the day off on a positive note, starts your day off full of joy and appreciation. So check out that picture on the Hopefulist group page if you hadn't checked it out already. And this guy's doing it right. I love this guy. I wanted to tap him on the shoulder and be like, you're doing life right, dude. Yeah. I like to call it his hog habit. He's practicing his hog habit on the way into work. It's pretty good. Good stuff. So like I mentioned, we had spent the night at my cousin's house. We took Tucker with us. Tucker is not good in the car at all anymore. She's never been great in the car, but now as she's getting older, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So if we're going on very long trips, I'll typically sit in the back with her because she's a lot more calm if she's next to me or on my lap. But we can't put her with me in the front because it's very dangerous. If we were to get into a car accident and the airbags deployed, she would probably be instantly killed. So that is why you should not let the little pups be sitting in the front seat with you. So usually if it's just like an hour trip, an hour and a half, we'll put her in the back and then Joe and I will stay in the front. But she was really stressed out because we were at my cousin's house and we had left her there for a couple hours, and we came back. She was so super excited. She was afraid, I guess, that we were going to leave her there for a long time, which we have done. He is our pet sitter when we go on vacation. Then we went to my stepfather's to have some breakfast, and we left her there. So by the time we were leaving to head back home, she was so stressed out and panting like crazy and shaking all over. I was like, should I just sit in the back with her? And Joe's like, yeah, because then she was coming home to get groomed. And I'm going to post a picture of that today as well because the groomer had a little fun with her, and she is one party animal. I'm just going to leave it at that. So I was sitting in the back with her, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and I said to Joe, I'm not gonna be able to wait till we get home. Can you stop at the nearest Wawa? So we stop at the nearest Wawa, and when I was getting out of the car, she jumps up into the front seat with him on the passenger side, and I run in. It turns out the bathroom's not available. There's a plumbing issue. They're closed. I'm like, oh. So I just run back out to the car, and I'm like, all right, just find the nearest whatever. Get a McDonald's, Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever. So he starts driving, and I'm sitting in the back, and Tucker's sitting in the front. I'm like, wait a minute. There's something wrong with this picture. And it was only until, we got to the next place to use the restroom. And then we got a couple of beverages, and she was offered a tea, which we had to, not iced tea, but the other kind of tea. But since she's allergic to everything, we had to say no. But then they gave her a nice cup of water, so that was very nice. And then she got put back into the back seat with her mama. But yeah, I was like, okay, there's something wrong with me sitting in the back and Tucker sitting in the front of the passenger seat. It just struck me kind of funny. So yeah, she is a little queen for sure. Like I said, she did get groomed yesterday. We let it go a little too long. She, like I said, she has this long, fluffy hair, and she is just so cute. I mean, have you seen a picture of my Tucker? So cute. And I think the fluffier she gets, the cuter she gets. So she gets up to a point where I call it her peak cuteness. And then she's super adorable, and then the next day she looks like she's homeless. So she was looking homeless for probably about 2 weeks before we were finally able to get the groomer here. But now she's super short, and the markings on her, she always reminds me of a doe, like a baby deer, when she first gets groomed. She has all these markings that look like deer. And then we asked her to leave her tail a little puffy. Now, they usually will shave part of the tail and then leave the end part a little poofy, but this time she left the whole tail poofy, so now she definitely looks like a little doe with the big fuzzy tail at the end. She's super adorable, and she knows it. She knows it. My topic today is going to be about Tucker's grooming session. The woman who does her calls it a pampering session. But I did have to get to one thing before I go on to the topic, because I have managed to get myself in the dreaded group text. Okay? This is like a group of neighborhood ladies whom I love them all. But there's been a couple of texts back and forth about when we are going to play pickleball. Somebody suggested going kayaking together one of the mornings this week. Now, I responded early on that I was not going to be available any of the mornings this week. I have something to do the rest of the week in the morning hours. So I was out. So the first text came through, let's say Tuesday around 10 a.m.-ish. Then they added another person to it at some point, and so there was 2 group texts going on. I had received group texts up until 10:40 Tuesday night, which I thought was extremely too late to be sending texts. I'm a very early riser. I'm very early to bed. 10:40 to me is way too late to be making plans for pickleball. So that was the last one I received, and then they started up again yesterday morning around 7:30 a.m. So I have counted them. In a 24-hour period, I am on 51 texts that I have received in this group text. I can't deal with it. It's just too much. It's crazy. It's gotten to the point where my text alert goes off, and I don't even check my phone because I just assume it's a group text. Because I'm tired of looking at these groups. I know I'm out. I'm not even reading them because I can't meet up this week. I've already said so. They had originally done a Facebook Messenger group, but some of the people aren't on Facebook as often, so that's why they wanted to do it via text. I don't know how to get out of this. I don't think you can remove yourself from a group text. Can you? Can you remove yourself from a group text? I don't think you can. If you can, please tell me how to do it. But does that mean then I won't be included in, for texts in the future about pickleball? Because next week I want to hear what's going on. But 50-some texts in 24 hours is a little ludicrous. And I don't want to be mean or rude, but I don't want to be dealing with 51 texts in a 24-hour period. That is insane. But I do want to play some pickleball. I'll tell you that. Love me some pickleball. So I just kind of at a loss as to what to do and how to handle this situation, because I just can't deal with that. It's just too much. Am I being rude? Am I being unreasonable? I don't think so. Maybe I am. I don't know. Any advice? would be greatly appreciated. If you have any advice for me at all on this situation, I would love your help. So let me know on the Hopefulist group page of what you think that I should do. So I will move on to the topic now. So that means I'm going to be going back to talking about my baby girl, Tucker. I posted a super cute picture of her on the boat from last weekend with her overgrown hairness. Still super cute, don't get me wrong. But since the groomer was coming today, she comes right to the house, she sets up in the bathroom, and she does everything right here, which is perfect. I had been going to one of the big chain stores for grooming for the longest time because they're a little bit on the more reasonably priced scale, but then there's been some issues with dogs not coming home after, so I started to get a little scared off at that. And she is a little more expensive. Her business is called Bark of the Town. If you do a Facebook search for it, you should be able to find her page and send her a message if you're interested. A little more money than, your typical big box pet store, but totally worth it. And she dressed Tucker up in these sunglasses and cute little hat and put a lei around her neck. Oh my gosh, like I said, I am going to post a picture because she looked adorable. And the groomer said, because I think she's loving it because she hasn't even tried to get the sunglasses or the hat off. She's just sitting there, panting, loving life. Yeah, that's my girl. That is my girl. So I wanted to know from you, since I was expecting the groomer. Now, don't get me wrong. We just had company over the weekend. My bathroom is fairly clean. There's probably some hair on the floor. Maybe there's some spots on the sink. Not a big deal. But should I go and clean the bathroom, clean the floor, redo the sinks, the toilets, all that, before she gets here? Or do I just wait to clean up after? Because she does use the tub, and she doesn't leave a mess, don't get me wrong. But the bathroom's definitely going to have to be cleaned afterwards. She does a really good job of cleaning up the hair, but there's, little tufts of hair here and there in the bathroom. I'm not complaining about it by any means. Tucker's so much of a hairy beast at times. I don't know how she gets up as much as she actually does. So I wanted to know, do I have to clean before she gets here, or do I just wait until after? So some of the responses I got was, Libby says, you make sure it is spotless. And I responded, really? She's just going to dirty it. And she responded back, I wouldn't clean it first, but I thought you might because you keep your home spotless. Aha, that is the secret, Libby. I keep my home spotless when I have company. You have no idea what it looks like when there's no company here. I'm not a slob or anything like that, but I will put off the cleaning maybe a little longer than I should when I'm not having company. Mary says clean after, spot clean if you feel the need beforehand. Lisa says, Tucker is so beautiful. I know, isn't she? She says, I think you should clean before and after, mini Martha Stewart style. I'm not sure I agree with that. Megan says, shouldn't Tucker clean it up? I responded to her, she don't do crap around here, except crap. Jody says, no, don't clean until after. The groomer coming does not care about your cleanliness, only that the dog is being cared for and treated well. Since Tucker is a queen, there is nothing to worry about. And I responded to Jody, as you already know, she definitely rules the house. Queenie she is. And Marcy says to clean after. So that is what I did. I cleaned up after. I actually am lying. I didn't do anything in there. I've seen a couple of tufts of hair in there, but I'm going to do some cleaning probably tomorrow, so it can hold off for one more day. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but I do, it made me think about the people who have house cleaners that come and they're running around trying to clean up before they get there. And I get that most of the time they're just trying to organize stuff so that they can actually get to the table to polish the furniture and stuff like that. But I always think it's funny. We're like, oh, the cleaning lady's coming today. I have to clean up the house. Well, isn't that what the cleaning lady's supposed to do? I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, right? So the bathroom is fairly clean. It's still fairly clean. She does a really good job of cleaning up. Like I said, Bark of the Town. And I will be posting this on the Facebook group page because Tucker is adorable.